Welcome back to the 2025 13th Annual Hamilton County Open here in Fall Creek Baptist Church in Indianapolis, Indiana. My name is Frank Smith. Here on the mic, I also have Sam Smigiel. Sam, how are you?
I'm doing great, Frank. Looking forward to round two. We had some fun over at Dillon Park. A lot of hazard. Big change over here at Fall Creek. We're going to get into the woods, and yeah, we've got
what a card.
Tough, especially the back 10 is going to be really tough here. So.
Oh, yeah. This is an awesome card featuring two of the best players in Indiana, two of the best players in Michigan. And what a tight leaderboard. The top 7 people all within 2 strokes of the lead. And some really big
everybody on this
names
leaderboard has a chance to win.
Oh, 100%.
This course, you can pick up 5 strokes on the leader on this course.
Oh,
absolutely.
for sure.
Hole 1, 320 feet. You've got 2 options here. The drone is going to fly this left side. We've got a Mando to the right of the edge of the barn here, but the Mando comes off of the barn a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit the barn, you miss the Mando.
Which is an interesting call, but I like it. Protects the barn itself.
Yep. You'll also see a lot of players taking a hyzer route, just trying to kind of sneak through there.
This backdoor line is what I saw the most playing this. You got some trees in the way, but ultimately, if you get through, you're putting for birdie. Not many birdies on the day on this hole.
No, this played as one of the most difficult holes on the course. Trevon pulls his drive a little bit, and he's going to have a little bit of a scramble to get up to the basket.
You see Bickel taking this wider route, and that's the Mando you're talking about.
Yep. Was looking good other than that last little branch kind of kicked him to the left of the Mando.
His gameplay, he has a very, very controlled flex gameplay. He manages to release the disc on Annie without changing his swing.
Yeah.
So it's all in the wrist, and it's a very fascinating way to play disc golf, but he does it so well.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, par is not a bad score on this hole. Not very many people getting the birdie.
One thing that I'm going to mention here, Nick has been throwing a purple magnet for almost his whole life. He's got a very special purple magnet, and yesterday in his warm-up, it found its way into the lake. And so I'm interested to see how he plays today without his standard upshot disc. And
I was really bummed to hear about that.
It was heartbreaking. I mean, what a putt. Yeah. No nerves, hole 1?
Yeah, had a little bit of, I think, a tailwind on this one.
Okay.
And so I just put it up above the basket, and yeah, feels good to get that one.
Yeah.
Elijah sneaks one in for bogey.
Yeah, that was a tough loss to hear about. He threw it into what we thought was a tailwind, and must have been a swirly wind, and it flipped over right out of his hand, and it wasn't 5 feet into the water. It was a good 30 feet in. So interested to see what he does to correct off of that.
Now, hole 2 is par 4, 729 feet. We've got some woods all along the right side. Really want to stay out of that, but then on the left side is also lined with OB, so really all this short grass here is safe. Even a little bit into the rough there is safe, so pretty open shot. Just want to keep it pretty straight. Leave yourself about 300 feet, land right around here, and then the green is a little protected. We're not playing the basket on the right, we're going to be playing the basket straight ahead, and you can see we've got water on the left of the basket, so yeah, 20 feet. And we've got some danger, so
definitely,
really a precarious green,
especially with people like Bickel and Gill who throw very, very far. I'm curious how they attack a hole like this, where the green is so difficult that you don't want a very far upshot in. And you play with Nick a lot. What do you think he's throwing there?
I'm pretty sure this was his Athena. He just got turned over a little bit too much on it. I saw a lot of players either going for this forehand or going with a fairway driver like Nick and I did, just to keep it from going too far left, hyzering out.
Yep. You even saw Trevon shank pull that a little bit. I wouldn't even say shank. He pulled that a little bit, and he's plenty safe. But I imagine Bickel's going big here. This looks like it needs to get down.
That'll be fine. Everyone's
spot.
has a chance. Trevon's going to be a little outside of what's comfortable here.
He does have a quite large forehand, but this looks like it's playing more towards that red basket that we're not playing. In fact, he almost made it on that red basket.
Yeah, I think he's going to be left with about 60 to 80 feet from there, so
Okay.
maybe a chance at the birdie depending on how he's looking at the OB behind
Right.
the basket.
Nick getting aggressive.
Really
What a
good-looking
shot.
shot there.
Now, how aggressive are you going to be with a roughly 350-foot approach with that water on the left side?
I'm going to err just a little bit short of the basket. You know, it's
This needs to sit.
with not really a gap to hit right off of your initial shot. You know, the gap you have to hit's by the basket.
Right.
You can throw whatever you want, so it's really just distance control.
Yep.
And going an extra 30 feet too long at this distance, I don't think it's going to be. I say not too common, but we see Elijah do that, and
That green's fast. It's very fast. Trevon for his birdie. Taking a 4 is not bad on this hole. This hole actually averaged over par on the day, which is a little surprising.
yeah,
But it averaged 4.31, so almost a half stroke over par.
well, Nick was in a little compromised position, unable to get his birdie. Was able to sneak one in, start 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 great putts to start your round. And you, believe it or not, there were only 4 birdies on hole 1 and 4 birdies on hole 2. And you were the only person to grab both. So,
Yeah, really surprised to see how few birdies were on both of those.
especially hole 2.
You can see Elijah scrambling down to get his disc there.
You could have left him down there.
I thought about pushing him in.
Yeah. Hole 3, one of the shortest par 4s on the course, 461 feet. You get up to this corner where the drones fly into, and then it is a 90-degree. So ultimately, most players are going to be throwing either a hyzer forehand, turnover backhand, trying to get as close to this woods line as possible so that you can throw something up into this green. Again, another tricky green with the water relatively close behind, inside of circle 1 for sure. So having a shorter upshot is what a lot of these guys are going to be looking to do.
Yeah, we're really going to see the OB and water come into play a lot on this front 9. And this hole, it's really not the distance, it's getting yourself in position to have a look at the basket.
Right.
I'm not too bad over there. I'd like to be a little closer to the
Okay.
woods.
Okay. Is he going for this?
That is his venom, so yes.
Wow.
And pretty good.
Yeah, hit nothing. The farther you can get in there, the better. Trevon's got a pretty big sidearm. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be attacking. Well, that's pretty low. Let's see if it gets a skip.
The tough thing about the sidearm in this hole is you have to go so far to the right that I don't think a sidearm's going to get there. It's the big turning backhand that just never really fades.
Yeah, like
What
this.
Elijah was trying to do, but he cut his a little too inside.
Ooh, and that almost takes the birdie out of play.
Yeah, lucky to drop right there, though.
Yeah.
Going too far to the right into that mess is not good.
Yeah.
And having to go forehand roller from here is tough.
Yeah, not ideal.
On one
Especially
of the
with
easier
water
holes
right
on the
behind.
course.
Exactly. Yeah, these front 3 holes for everyone watching, they don't seem, extreme. Man, that comes up so quick behind the basket. But these front 3 holes don't seem extreme, but you're going to see this course just get, for lack of a better word, toothier as we go on.
Yeah.
The teeth and the penalty is so gross throughout this entire course.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a bogey from everybody on the card. I don't know if there's going to be a bogey-free round. That would be very tough to do out here.
If you manage to shoot a bogey-free round, I would imagine you're winning the tournament after this, if you're anywhere near the lead.
Yeah, if you were within 5, for sure.
Yeah, if any one of you shoots a bogey-free round here, I would imagine you're leading the tournament going to the final round.
What do you think is the score that you're shooting for on this course?
So I actually played this blind when I played here. So I had no clue going into it. I had heard from my local buddy that anywhere under par is good. A 5 or a 6 was going to be hot. And after playing the first 3 holes, I said to myself, there's no way. Like, it's going to be like an 8 or a 9. Has to be. And you'll see with the next couple holes as well, you'd assume that would be higher as well. But no, I think the score after playing the course, I would have been happy with a 4. A 3 or 4 would have been, I would have been content. So you're going to see another par 4 here. Tight initial gap. And then pretty wide open with almost no punishment, leading up to a basket here, again on the edge of the river. You just need to make sure that your approach shot leaves you with a putt and you're not in the water.
And leading to the basket, there is an OB line that starts maybe 100 feet left and then kind of tapers down to about maybe 50 feet.
Correct. Yep.
So left of the basket does get a little bit smaller. Shouldn't really come into play, but if it's windy or if you pull something, it's over there.
And you're through, and this gives you still a birdie chance.
Yeah, pretty far back, but it's open from there.
Yep.
That's really good.
It's very, very good. On a hole like this, what's your play? Because the green...
Just hit the gap.
Okay. You're not going for extra distance?
I don't think there's really much of a point. If you go for extra distance, so throw your fastest disc, what are you going to get?
Yeah.
An extra 40?
Right.
Because you're pushing left the whole way.
Yep.
And I really favor the control of hitting the gap.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, pulling the shot here.
But you're safe there. Oh.
It is straddling the line.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, got lucky on that one.
Never a doubt. This looks really well done from Trevon.
Yeah,
as long
it gets
as it
down.
digs. Yeah.
Yep.
What were the conditions like out there for you to play in?
It was a little bit windy on these open holes. Not too bad, maybe like 10 mile an hour. I think maybe a head left to right.
Okay.
On this hole. But overall, I mean, the weather was fantastic.
Yeah.
It really can't complain.
Can you add another to your scorecard? That couldn't have missed by more than a foot.
Yeah, it is. Tough bid with the OB behind it.
Right.
Tried to give it a little hyzer
Right.
at the basket, but
Drop it in. Trevon
we'll see
with a
Trevon
nice
capitalize
birdie.
inside the circle putt.
Bickel right in the ship, hopefully grabbing a birdie here. One thing that I am interested to see is all three of you have very unique putting styles. I would call Trevon's a little more stabby. Yours is very like swooping, and I would say you have a lot of control on your putt. Bickel's is all nose up, so he just lands his in the cage. And then Gill's is similar to yours, but on hyzer. So I'm interested to see how they navigate the woods, the wind, and things like this. Hole 5, a nice par 3. You have a couple par 4s in a row. You have a pretty standard par 3 here. If you hit the gap, you're putting for birdie. and you'll see the gap right off the tee. There's a tree right in the middle of the fairway. If you miss it, you're putting.
Yeah, I like this hole a lot. It's that perfect range where you should get it every time, but it's a tight enough gap that it's not easy.
Right. A lot of these forehand players are going to love this hole because you just got to throw it wide. Or in Trevon's case, buzz it close, and that should be a birdie.
Yeah, just throw it as close to the tree as you can, and it's right there.
Do you know what he's throwing here?
He is going with a Karma.
Okay.
So he was throwing the John Borzik Signature Series. He's going to be throwing that a lot today. He likes to throw it on kind of that controlled flex line that you were talking about.
And are you throwing an Element here? Is that what that is?
No, this is also a Karma.
Okay.
Just a little more understable one. And
break inside of it.
Yeah. Just throw it through the smallest gap on the fairway.
Oh, this is not fun.
And you were talking about the magnet earlier. That shot, after Nick put it out, I told him, man, I wish you had your purple magnet for that, because that green one's just a little bit more stable. But he's inside the circle. I think he's got that.
Another good putt from you. Explain the thought process behind your putt, because you have a very unique putt that's almost it's pitch putty, but it's also got a lot of spin, and you got a lot of power behind it too, which is uncommon for pitch putts.
Yeah, I just keep it as direct as I can. I try to get the disc flat. When I watch on the video, I see that that's not exactly what happens, but I just try to keep it as direct with the basket as I can, and yeah, I not really think too much about it, honestly. Yeah. Hole 6, really tough hole here. Probably the toughest par 4 on the course. Definitely one of the toughest holes. You want to get it as far straight as you can. Getting up here would be amazing. And then you've got a pretty treacherous fairway to get through. Drone's flying this right side. There's also a left side, but you can see a lot of trees to navigate. So going to be really tough to get a birdie. Probably going to see a lot of pars, maybe even some bogeys on this one.
This hole averaged 0.4 over par, which blows my mind that it is only 1/7 of a stroke harder than hole 2. Because
that is so surprising.
Hole 2 has almost nothing in the way. It's
what
wide
are
open.
people doing on hole 2? And then this hole is so hard.
So hard. Fairway. That's really all you're looking for.
Yeah, Trevon and I both short of ideal, but again, like you said, in the fairway, so could be a lot worse.
And this is going to be too far left, I think. Yep.
Yeah, we're all kind of in that collection zone there.
Yeah, you have to throw 440 to have any look at birdie.
Yeah, dead straight.
Dead straight. Playing this hole blind, I threw this shot right here.
Too far left.
I threw that exact shot and didn't hit that tree and was like, yes. And it was no. It was not where you want to be. So.
And Trevon doing the smart play, just pitching around. Still a lot of scrambling to do for par from there.
Are you going through?
Yeah. I found a little gap through here and
I wonder.
Figured that was going to give me the best chance to get up there.
Yep, you're through. What's your gameplay on a long hole like this? I know some guys are like, hey, I'm going to throw putter, and I'm going to try to get my 4. Are you just trying to get as far down the fairway as you can?
Yeah, I'm going with the fastest disc that I can throw straight and try not to hyzer left. When I was practicing this hole, I was quickly realizing that I'm probably not going to birdie it. I have to throw a pretty miraculous shot.
2.
Yeah, exactly. So really, I didn't want to go putter because playing to that layup, I mean, if you're 300 feet of the basket, there's no guarantee that you're going to get up and down.
Right.
So I do want to bite off some distance and try to get a little bit around the corner on my second shot. So, yeah, just get as far straight as possible. And as we're getting further into the woods here, especially when we get to the longer holes, there's going to be a lot of that. How
Yeah.
far down the fairway can you get without hitting a tree?
Yep.
And that's probably your best shot.
Yeah, this is scramble golf at its finest. A lot of these players are going to be throwing shots that they throw maybe once or twice a year.
Look at this.
What an incredible
Well,
shot.
patent pending with a fairway driver from the bush. Really tough.
Yeah, a 4 on this hole is taking strokes on, folks. I didn't even see what tree hit.
Yeah. One to miss. Didn't miss it.
Yeah, there's so many. Even Bickel has a tricky approach. That tree's going to block his putt, but I think he'll be able to straddle out.
Yeah, he's close enough. He'll be fine. I didn't realize how close the cameraman was standing next to me until I see it from this angle.
Something smelled weird. I didn't know what it was. That makes sense. Oh, Trevon with another tree. What's your thoughts on trees within 5 feet of the basket?
I don't mind as long as you can access the basket. Like where Elijah's at, no matter where you are, you can putt around that basket. Now, if you have like one of those 3 foot wide trees that's right next to the basket where you have an impossible spot, I don't like that. But something like this, challenging, but I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Shout out Joshua Kiefer for the only birdie on the day on this hole.
Yeah, an incredible birdie. Our card here takes 3 bogeys and a par. So
that was my card as well.
Very, very tough. Now back to one of the easier holes on the course, hole 7, 255 feet. Really got 2 options. You can go straight up the middle here. Speed control's big because once again, kind of, a theme for this front 9 is we've got OB water right by the basket. You also will see some people take a hyzer around the outside route. Kind of controls that distance so you're not going to go into the water, but you've got a few more trees to miss. Trevon is going to take that route with a forehand.
Wow. The road less traveled. Stay up.
Almost does it.
Yeah, that'll putt, though. I mean, he's probably 100 feet out. Going down the middle. Cash?
Yep. Yeah, really throw that a lot in the woods here.
Should
Inside
be close
the circle
enough.
putt.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for.
Yep. Wow. I'm surprised to see so many through the middle. Our group did not throw one shot through the middle.
Did you all go hyzer?
I was the only one not to get the birdie. Shout out.
Yeah, I understand. Did you choose to go hyzer because you didn't want to hit a tree and be 150 from the basket?
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Yep. And I hit a tree and was 120 from the basket. So it didn't really matter. Nice bounce back. You've got quite the colorful scorecard already in a good way.
Yeah, but getting some birdies, so...
that's all you're looking for.
Yeah. I think I'm going into this round knowing that there's going to be a bogey or 2 on the scorecard, so really just trying to keep it under control as much as possible. And also something to point out, too, I know Nick was also playing this course blind, and he just drove down just 2 days ago, gets one round in at Dillon, then comes out here. And so he's, not on the most sleep, most rested, but he's the only one with the clean scorecard right now. So doing something right.
So what's your thoughts on a course like this? Do you think playing blind is a disadvantage?
With as much OB as there is here, I think you have a little bit of a disadvantage. But there's also kind of something freeing about not knowing what kind of trouble you can get into.
Yep, just throwing the disc.
So,
nice shot.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think about that a lot.
Yeah. I personally love playing blind for that exact reason.
And I think my mind changes depending on how I play and what the situation was. So I've not really come to a good conclusion.
Yep. I think there's something nice about playing blind and just being excited, looking forward to each individual shot because you don't know what's coming. So, But also with a practice round, you set yourself up to know well where to land or where to attempt to land.
Yeah, I think knowing the landing zones and knowing the danger is the big thing. You know, knowing your disc, what disc you're going to throw. I don't think that changes a whole lot during practice on a course like this. But it's knowing where you want to land on some of these shots, like that last par 4 that we had.
Right.
You know, you said, hey, I thought I threw a really good shot, and it was not good at all.
Not at all. So, yeah, that's where this course got me. I know, and I want to hear your thoughts on this too, but coming into this course after playing Dylan, and Dylan is, I mean, deuce or die to the extreme. You feel like you should birdie every hole. I was set up to want to take birdies on every hole here, and I was quite frustrated at this point in the round because I was even, and that's not a terrible score at this point.
Yeah, but you want to have some more than that.
You want to have a few more than that. And so I think my mindset really shifted after that hole specifically, and said, instead of like feeling like I deserve the birdie on every hole by throwing a good shot, it's just being grateful that you have a putt for birdie and really capitalizing on the experience.
Yeah, if you can settle into that pretty early in the round, then you can get through this course. But this course can eat you alive.
Yeah.
So.
And this hole's way harder than it looks on camera.
Yeah, it is a pretty tough forehand. You want to kind of not quite flip up something stable. I felt incredible about that shot, and just if I missed that tree, I would say I probably would have gotten inside 20 feet. I was so surprised to see this backhand.
Insane. I just don't see how that works. I know he doesn't throw forehands, but
I mean, maybe playing to like edge of circle or at 40 possible. This looks inside, but it was getting through. It got knocked down.
This hole, when we played it, I saw 3 skip shots, 3 early forehand skip shots. This kind of shot.
I like this if it fades.
If it can get down and get the flare.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what worked when I was able to play this hole. It was the flare skip shot. But still only 1 birdie on the card for us.
Yeah, and this is where we start to get into the holes where they're almost all kind of like this, where no birdie is easy.
Right.
It's a pretty good looking bid from Nick there.
Yeah, it was. And can you add to your list of long putts?
At about 60 feet.
Just a little high short.
Elijah for the save here.
Nice putt.
Yeah, that's got to feel good after that drive, leaving it pretty short and in a compromising position. Trevon with the only opportunity for birdie on a scorecard.
Got it.
And he gets one.
Nicely done.
Smile. Come on. There it is. Yeah, good birdie.
All right. Through 9 holes. A little movement at the top, but really not much. You guys are all bundled up together. We'll take a look at our leaderboards. That's a beautiful
Check
shot,
that out.
by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah, almost as beautiful as this course. And yeah, that wraps up the front 9. And yeah, everyone's still in it.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell. We're glad that you guys are watching our rounds. We appreciate you being here. If you want to support us, you can support us at Patreon. And we thank all those who are already supporting us. So we'll see you guys on the back 9, and get ready for some more entertaining golf.
Looking forward to it.